How to make male friends. Karan Menon,
What's up?
the master of friendship.
How's it going? I have a lot of friends.
You look like a guy that has a lot of friends.
I have a lot of friends. They're not all with me right now, but they're here in spirit.
You don't have like an entourage, bro?
They're right outside the door. Actually, they're like waiting for me.
It's got a Vinny Chase.
Yeah. Once I figured out how to make friends, then it was just like friends on friends on.
Yeah.
It was like come in.
Come into the studio.
Yeah. I wake up in the studio and there's like 10 friends leaning over my bed, and then they like pick me up and take me to the bathroom.
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
You're like a king, dude. Like an Egyptian ruler.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm going for. Yeah. You got it on the.
Yes, sir. Sweet.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
About having friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
How did you
make male
How did you make a
friends?
friend, bro? What'd you do?
You know,
What's the secret sauce?
It takes a lot of effort in the beginning, but then it's like super easy. But basically, how did I make? Okay, so there's like different male friends that I have.
Yeah.
As you might know, if you have friends, they come from different areas of your life, you know. And then it's about like right now where I'm at is I have a friend group, which I don't think I had when we last talked, or it was starting to form.
Okay.
So that's kind of the evolution that I'm at right now.
Oh,
where
interesting.
I have like a core friend group where there's a group chat that goes off. And I know that that's like very normal for lots of guys, but I wasn't there in my life. So now I have like a friend group. And that, what I realized, the way you have to have like a shared thing that you guys do like regularly. So for us, it was like a writers group where we like share like things we're writing, scripts and short films. Some of them are like directors, some of them are more actors, comedians, writers. And then we just met every week on the pretense of like we're gonna share our writing.
Yeah.
But like the first hour is like chatting, catching up. Then after we're done, we go get tacos. And then like there have been whole meetings where we don't share anything and we just like we're like, you wanna just watch a movie instead?
Yeah.
And then
Like friends.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
friends. Well, after a while you're like, this
Like
might be what friends do.
This is
You know?
friendship. Yeah.
You just start out with the Trojan horse of like a project that you're working on. And then you're like, wait,
Yeah.
we're friends now. You know, trap people into it kind of. But yeah.
Are there friends in your group that are always like, shouldn't we be doing more writing instead of just hanging out? Or
Yeah.
That is
well,
this guy, bro. That is, if we're not hanging out, just as hanging out, it's like something has to get done. Something has to move.
Yeah.
We have to be talking about the pod. Something has to be funny. Something has to be about a film. It's like, bro, let's just chill.
That's the thing. I think I'm more that guy half the time, which is so tough to be that guy
Yeah.
because everyone's like joking around. I'm the guy who kind of like asks like we meet on like Wednesdays or Thursdays. So by like Monday, I'll be like, hey guys, anyone have anything to share? Just want to check in. Like, where are we meeting?
Yeah.
And then we show up to the meeting and everyone's like joking. Oh, what's going on? They're like dabbing each other up. And I'm like, we got to start sharing soon. It's getting late.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is like a recurring trait I have. And I think it is like something that has made it hard for me to get into friend groups.
Okay.
Is that I'm always kind of like on the lookout for like whether someone's going to be like, all right, guys, time's up. Like, you guys got to get to business now.
Really?
You know?
So you feel like there has to be a purpose to your interaction.
I wish I didn't, but
Okay.
that's like something within me. I don't know what it
Gotcha.
is, but I feel like I'm like the monitor of the group. Other people get to have fun and joke around. And I'm just like,
You're the hall monitor.
yeah, exactly. But I'm trying to like, nobody told me to be that guy. You know, nobody's assigning me that role.
Self-appointed, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like self-appointed, like distance from the group kind of, you know, it's like, no, you don't have to be that guy.
Okay.
I don't know. Do you feel that way with,
I think it's because we're brown. You know, not to be like, you know,
Not that you're
skin
not brown,
color.
yeah.
Yeah, not that you're not brown enough.
I'm actually half Indian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually half Indian.
yeah. But the other half is doing a lot for us, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
You got to be full-blooded Aryan brown.
I'm glad I'm not.
You gotta be
I'm
a
glad
full-blooded Aryan brown skin
Yeah.
man.
You gotta be an Aryan Brown.
I don't feel like a monitor though. I just feel because I think
I
it's-
see you as a monitor, though. I
Shut-
think everybody
shut-
else sees you as a
no
monitor.
way.
I think everybody sees you as
Do
a
you act-
monitor.
do I come off as a monitor?
I think everybody sees you as a monitor, and in your head, you're like the cool dude that's like hanging out.
Well, I thought I was the cool guy. What is this? Do I actually come off as a monitor?
Whoa.
Actually,
Yeah, I mean, no, not always, but sometimes,
Okay.
yeah, for sure.
but not like all the time.
Look at me like this right now.
I hate school monitors,
It's
bro. I
okay,
can't
bro. It's
stand
okay.
it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you're a school monitor.
You can't fight
No,
who you
no.
are though, bro.
School monitor is another level of monitor, but there's like
Yeah.
subtle like
Maybe
I think it's-
ASB president, like student body president.
Yeah.
That.
yeah.
Like the leader, like the top dog, like.
like the mafia.
That sounds better than a class monitor. I'd rather
Yeah,
be
but
student
it's
body
more like
president.
yeah. Well, I think I know what you're saying in terms of like it's like an anxiety thing,
Yeah.
kind of, or it's like we need to get to stuff in order for this to have been like a valuable
Right.
hang, kind of. But there's also like I've had a few experiences in 2025 where like I went to hang out with some friends and the initial purpose of what we were gonna do like fell through, and then it was just like, okay, we just have time, and it was like, you guys just want to go to on a walk, like to the Grove, and then we just like walked to the Grove and just went into stores and just like looked at clothes that we weren't gonna buy. We're just like, this is cool. We just walked. I haven't done an aimless like wander like that with my friends in so long. I think that's what you're talking about. Of like, let's just chill.
Let's
and
just shoot
hang
the
out.
shit. Yeah.
Exactly. Shooting the shit is hard because it comes up against the other part of me that's like, what is the purpose of all this? You know?
Camaraderie.
I guess that's a purpose. Yeah. I guess that's, yeah.
No, but I honestly, genuinely, I do get what you're saying, especially like because your intention is going into this meeting for writing, right? To try to progress like whatever skill set you're trying to progress.
Yeah.
And so you think that's what you're going there for, but other people are like they don't take it as serious, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you actually have to not take it serious to a degree to even be good at the work too.
I would agree, yeah.
You know?
Or else it comes off too structured sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
But the
what, that's what we realize, I think, with the podcast too. Like when it's so structured where it's like this topic leads to this topic and then it goes, it feels weird. It doesn't feel like natural flowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why like when you asked earlier, like what do you want to talk about today? It's like, well, there's a couple things, but then let's see where it goes.
Let's just see where it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. See, that was me kind of being a monitor. Let me just get the
Let's
outline.
make sure, yeah.
Gen Z speaks monitor.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I get it though.
It's hard though for me to just chill out with this guy because I have a podcast with him and it's shooting the shit.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're shooting the shit all the
Yeah,
time.
that's true. You've built the whole structure around shooting the shit, but then that gets stressful.
Yes, exactly.
What percentage of your
Yeah.
hangs are about the podcast? And what
100% right now. Yeah, 100% right now. Would
Okay.
you? Right.
Yeah, it's been like that for a year and a half, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you guys do activities together?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
No,
we traveled a
travel all the
lot
world.
together.
Oh, you travel. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been best friends since like freshman year of high school.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
It's
like
been a while.
it was always shooting the shit. Like there was really no
Yeah.
purpose to anything before,
We
right?
maxed out that era.
You did that already.
It's the
Yeah.
new era
And then we
now.
started traveling a lot together, and that was cool. And then we started taking the pod serious. And then life happens, right? You get girlfriends, you start a business, and it's like
Yeah.
he starts comedy. It's just like how do you manage everything while hanging out as well?
Yeah, that's tough. That is tough.
Yeah.
That's happened to my friend group too, where like I think 4 of us have girlfriends out of 5 now.
Oh.
It
Yeah.
started
Wow.
with 3 of us had girlfriends, and recently so there was kind of like a split between the cuffed people and the non-cuffed people, where like
Yeah.
the 2 single people would like be like, let's go 2-man. Let's go to the bar 2-man. And then the other 3 of us would be like, we'll come and watch you 2-man. And there'd be kind of like an allyship. But now it's like 4 cuffed, 1 not cuffed,
So it's awkward
different
for that guy.
balance. And yeah, how you have to give a lot of time to your partner, and you have to
Yeah.
like,
Naturally.
it's difficult. Yeah.
What's up with the non-cuffed friend?
He
Because I can relate to that. Yeah.
He honestly, like, I don't know why it hasn't happened for him yet. He's like a very, very charming guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he takes his work very seriously. He works a lot, so I assume that probably like gets in the way of like meeting people. But also, I think he meets a lot of people through his work. So I don't know. It'll happen for him.
Yeah.
Someone will be very lucky to.
Why
be
don't
with
you
him.
alley-oop them with some of your girlfriend's friends?
I've honestly we've kind of tried to set that up here and there. We tried to do that with the other guy, but then he found someone, and then now this guy, we'll get him. That's a good point. We should like start a separate group chat without him and plan how to get him a girlfriend.
Do you guys think when people say that friends shouldn't do businesses together, do you agree with that?
Oh,
Because I feel like me and you, right, before
Yeah.
the podcast,
Yeah.
it was never like we were never having serious conversations. We were, but
Yeah.
we didn't have this pressure of figuring it out. But now when we hang out, we have this like thing in the background where like we got to make this a successful podcast.
Yeah.
There was no
We're too deep
structure
in.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now there's like overwhelming structure.
Yeah.
And we're involved if this works out. If we actually make money from this,
Right. Yeah,
we start monetizing it.
You're like business partners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's hard to separate that, you know?
It is. I've made things with friends in terms of like, I did like a few like 48-hour film festivals. Have you ever done those? Like,
No.
I've heard, yeah.
you get a team together, you get a prompt on a Friday night, and you have to turn in the film by Sunday.
Oh wow,
Like,
that's sick.
Afternoon or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like intense. And you obviously pick people who you hope you're going to get along with. So like I've done it with that friend group and some like more people who have like editing skills, like whatever, acting skills. By like the end of the first night, you're all like, I hate everybody here. You're just like tired. By the end of the second night, you're like, people are like crying. People are like, this is getting really stressful. Like we have to make decisions. It's like very difficult when you're like have goals as a friend, because then it's not bad. I think it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's just like teaching you a different side of like how you can be together. Like,
Right.
And if you get through it, then you're like, we can handle that.
Yeah, I think the pressure is able to like you're able to overcome it. I think where it gets really like hairy, it just like with experience and things, is you guys have to be on the same page of when money comes, what's gonna happen, what's the structure, and just let it be, and that's it. But the problem is if one person understands that and the other person's like gets a little bit greedy, dude, because when money comes, people get fucking weird. Like I'm sure you guys have had family where it's like somebody passes and then one, sibling gets a little bit more weird than the other sibling.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a similar thing where it's like best friends and like family. I mean, they kind of go in hand almost, right?
Yeah,
and so it's like if you're doing something together and one person like they think about the money over the overall structure of this thing, that's when it gets weird, I think.
That's interesting. I've never been in like a money situation with a friend. I like there's like money things with my parents when I'm trying to be like financially independent, and there's like, do you need money, or like we'll stop giving you money for this if you keep smoking weed or something like that, like stuff like that, where it's like the money will get in the way of like a close relationship. But I haven't done the business partner thing before. So that seems like a very like hard. And I think you're right. You do have to just like decide what it's going to be.
Yeah, both you decide and then move on.
Yeah.
It's a clearly 60-40 thing here.
Yeah.
Fuck it up.
Yeah.
What do you think has been the hardest part, though, of graduating college and being in this space where you're not meeting new people as much as you do in college?
That's definitely. I mean, a lot of the people who I actually am in my friend group now are non-college friends, which was interesting because for a while I think the only people I would see were college friends, and I was kind of really sick of that circle. Not that I don't like those people, but it was just like you cannot hang out with the same people for years and years and years. Like we already did 4 years together, we were so tightly interconnected, especially if you were like people who were in sketch comedy and improv at USC. I would see those people I would go to their shows, they would go to my shows, we'd be at the same parties all the time. And then you come out of college and it's like you're like trying to expand a little bit. You have to like, so do
you want to name drop anybody or?
Yeah. So I went to like different events to meet people. I like acted in a short film where the guy who directed it and me and another, like the people who were in a part of that became close with each other. I became roommates with one of the guys I acted with in that. So like I used creative projects as a way to like meet new people and then expand from there. Rickshaw, have you heard of Rickshaw? It's like this like film collective.
Like car, rickshaw.
Yeah, it's like named after.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
It's like a South Asian like film collective thing where they like throw events, and through that I've met people who are like more on the brown side, because I honestly didn't have that many brown friends at USC, or there just weren't that many brown people doing comedy at USC. I feel like you were like one of the few people.
Yeah,
I can't like name that many.
Yeah, there
people.
weren't that many. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I just like you pick things and go to them and try to.
For sure. So I do have going back to like the short film. So when you made the short film, you were still struggling with making friends during that time period?
During that time period, yeah. Like, well,
really? That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I made it actually like a year before I put it out, and in my senior year of college, where I was really struggling with it because I had my roommates who I had lived with for all of college they didn't take gap years for COVID, but I did.
Okay.
So they graduated a year before I did, and then I was like living alone for my final year of college, and that was when I made the film, like during that time as like a thesis project. So that was when it was like I was actually just like, I'm making this partially to answer a question genuinely for myself, like how do I find
Wow, that's crazy.
some friends.
Usually you hear people make things after they figured the problem out.
Yeah, I'm trying to move away from that process, kind of way of doing things. I think the best stuff that I make is where I like genuinely don't know the answer.
I think that's great.
You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. It's like refreshing, I think.
Yeah,
More relatable.
I agree. Yeah, but
Did you feel like you figured it out by the end of it?
I don't think there's like any like clear
Right.
answer to it, but I think I got a way better handle on it, or like I became more confident in my ability to make friends. So it's not like this thing that creates so much anxiety now, or like I put so much pressure on myself at that time where I was like, I need this to work out. Like I need to get friends. Why has this never happened in the way that like girls seem to be like have these like really close friendships? And I was like comparing myself to, I was like, I don't have that with somebody. Like the way you're like, we've been best friends since freshman year of high school and we've like traveled together.
Yeah.
I have maybe done like 2 boys trips ever, and they've been with like different groups, and it's never like continued, or like a lot of guys I was close with in high school I don't text all the time anymore. I don't have like a one guy I'm like seeing all the time doing things. Not like you guys are seeing each other.
Yeah, well, we see each other multiple times a week.
Yeah.
We're seeing each other for the last 12 years.
Yeah, you've been seeing each other for a while now. Make it
For the
official.
last 12 years is crazy.
Isn't that a problem though, bro? Like anytime I try to, be closer with my guy friends, it always comes off as gay.
Yeah, that's like the eternal
Yeah.
problem.
You feel
Yeah.
like it's gay? I
just
think the problem is that you think it's gay.
Yeah, that is the problem.
right?
The problem is people being like like kind of getting uncomfortable about
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Maybe because
Well, speak up, bro.
A little bit.
Yeah, it is a little bit.
It's a little gay.
It is, yeah.
Really?
It's like a close relationship between 2 guys. Like it's called like homosocial. That's like the word for it. It's like not homosexual, but it's like a
What?
homosocial
We're
relationship.
right.
We're,
this
homo-
word.
we're homos, technically.
Homosocial is like a friendship between 2 people of the same sex. So it's just like
Oh, interesting.
We're all Homo sapiens.
we're all Homo sapiens.
We're all homos, bud.
Yeah, but
Take
you
it
know,
out.
Yeah. But there's like
homosexual.
there's like a if you only hung out with girls,
Yeah.
you would have a desire for more homosocial relationships in your life.
agree.
You'd be like, I
100%,
need
yeah.
some dudes. Or like it happens in relationships. You spend a lot of time with your partner, then you're like, I want to also make sure I'm seeing
The boys.
the boys.
Yeah.
That craving for the boys. That's not. that's a natural. That's a worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
Wow.
nothing bad. It's good.
it's good. And also, if you're gay, it's good. It's all good.
Why do you think straight dudes, struggle with being vulnerable?
Homophobia.
Yeah.
I think
But
it's a big
besides
one.
that, I think it's deeper than that. Because it's
Yeah.
funny, we know, like, he's not gay. I mean,
I have
Yeah.
no.
like,
I have no
You would
fear.
know.
Of
I
being,
would know.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
no fear of being gay though, so I don't think about it that way.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that people chalk it up to homophobia, but there's like more happening.
yeah.
I think it's like that you literally just like aren't conditioned to you don't get a lot of examples of other guys doing it growing up. You're not like, even though nobody tells you it's a bad thing to open up, you just don't get the vibe that it's okay to open up.
Oh,
You
that
know,
I get.
growing up.
Opening up, I get. Yeah.
Yeah. Like being
Okay.
vulnerable as a guy, you grow up, your dad doesn't do it that much. If your dad does do it a lot, that probably changes how you are as a person.
The complete dynamic.
Yeah,
for sure.
But I feel like dads don't do it because their dads didn't do it because their dads didn't do it. So there's like
Right.
endless chain of guys like being like, nobody's telling me that it's bad for me to express my feelings, but if I'm just looking at the world around me, men don't seem to do it. So I think something bad will happen if I do it, you know?
Right. That I do get.
And or you just don't know how because you saw it like role modeled for you. I feel like that's a big thing. And also like guys have to just like ask each other more questions, I think, and just like be like, I think until someone tells you it's okay to like, if someone's like, how are you feeling?
Yeah.
Or like, what's going on with you? Then you'll feel like the need. But people aren't asking each other that prompt.
I think that's my problem. I think I ask too many questions, or it makes other guys feel like this guy's
what do you
trying to
want
get me
from
to know
me?
me too much. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
But I'm just, I don't know, curious by nature.
That's great. I'm sure that's like valued by your friends a lot.
I don't think so. I think this guy doesn't like it.
You don't like when he asks too many questions?
No, I think I definitely struggle with sharing sensitive parts of my life
Yeah.
to dudes.
Yeah.
It's weird. I can open up to a girl easy,
totally.
simple.
Yeah.
Day one, I could trauma dump.
Day
Yeah.
one is crazy.
Day one, okay, that's a little too much, but you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
totally
hard.
get that.
Very,
It's a lot easier with a girl.
It's very easy.
Yeah.
I'll, even,
Yeah.
But it's when there's a dude involved, it's
Yeah.
very hard for me
Yeah.
to ever open up. Like, I don't think I've ever shared like any truly. I mean, I have, but not to the degree.
In 12 years?
I don't.
We've shared stuff, but it's not like you don't share sensitive
Yeah.
stuff.
See, I say okay. Maybe I'm just like it's called chismoso. Have you ever heard of that word?
Like joking?
Nosy.
Nosy.
So
okay.
chismoso means nosy, and I think that's just what I am because I don't feel like the pressure to tell people things that are difficult things that are going on in my life, but I want to know difficult things that are going on in other people's life.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
it's the
yeah,
need
yeah.
to feel like
It's kind of weird.
no.
That is kind of a guard in a way.
Yeah, I think I want to
Yeah.
feel like am I alone here or is there something relatable going on with other people?
But they're not going to know if there's something relatable going on because
With you, exactly, because I'm not sharing
Yeah,
shit.
you're like, you ask a bunch of questions, you get a bunch of data, and then you just don't tell them anything. So they're like, what the fuck just happened? But you're like, okay, we match. And then you like move on to someone else.
Yeah.
No, I agree because I used to do that in college too. I was like, I'm going to be the best conversationalist ever. I'm only going to make it about you.
Yeah.
And people do walk away from those being like, wow, he's such a great listener. Like,
Yeah.
He's such a great but then later you're like, I don't know jack shit about that guy. You're like, that was the feedback I got in the short film because I asked, I talked to one friend. I was like, what do you think about your friendship with me? Or I asked all of them that, but this one guy was like, you're kind of a closed book, which was really weird to hear because I was like, what are you talking about? I'm making a whole fucking film about like being vulnerable. I feel like we spent a lot of time together. I feel like I've told you stuff, but in the end I was like, I think that I've been friendly, but I don't think I've actually I think there has been a kind of guard up around certain things.
I think that was your answer, though. That was probably the answer you were looking for. That person gave you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You had the guard up too much, maybe.
He told that to me. He was
That was
like,
interesting.
Yeah. He was like, he's like, but one thing he said was interesting. He was like, I know you're stressed. Like, even if you're not saying anything, I know you're stressed. Which was funny because I thought I was doing a great job of hiding all of that,
Yeah.
by not, because you're trying to not, that's another thing, reason you don't want to open up to people is you're trying not to burden them, I think.
Right.
You're trying to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
everyone a favor.
Because
I don't know if you
everybody's
agree with
going
that.
through something. Yeah, 100%. I think everybody's going through something. So it's like, if I'm going to unravel the hardships I'm going through on this person, two things, right? One, you don't want them to look at you different.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then two, why should they carry your burden of whatever hardship you're dealing with?
Yeah.
But I think also in everybody's mind, it's like, if we're best friends, right? If I told you some information, you wouldn't be like, oh, bro, you're burdening me right now. It'd be
Exactly.
like,
It doesn't actually happen.
it doesn't happen that
Yeah.
way. But for whatever reason, in our minds, it happens that way.
Yeah. Actually, what I've learned, so since making that short film, I made another documentary actually about friendship. It was about AI friendship.
Okay.
So I befriended AI for 2 months. And then I compared that to my human friendships. This is like another update. I didn't even bring this up. But
Okay.
one thing that came out of that was like the idea of like burdening people. The reason people love AI friends so much partially is that you can unload and you're not burdening a human being. You're like burdening a robot who, first of all, won't judge you.
Yeah.
Will actually tell you that everything you said is super valid, so you can keep using it, so that the
Right.
company can make money. But also, it won't feel like you're putting pressure. Like if I have the choice between telling a human friend something that I'm going through versus just venting to a fake I don't know, like monster, whatever they like avatar thing. You would think logically, some people think, I can see why you might think like it's better to tell the fake thing because then I'm venting and no one has to get like burdened. But when I talk to my human friends, one kind of like my roommate actually, he said like, I like when people burden me because I feel like, I forget what he said. I think the vibe was like, if you burden your friends, actually you're letting them know that you're letting them know they can be helpful to you. Kind of like if I ask you for help as a human, I think people feel valuable when they're asked for help or when people burden them, when people
Yeah,
lean
for
on them.
sure.
So it's
Do you
actually
agree
like
with that?
Yeah. Depends though
okay,
on
yeah,
your comfortability with your friend. Because different friendships are meant for different reasons. Like sometimes
That's
you're just
true.
friends with somebody.
True.
You see them once every 3-4 months.
Yeah.
But I think it's hard to. You gotta know who are your actual like sincerely deep friends.
Yeah.
That are like your ride or die. Like this person, we're in this together.
Yeah.
And it's hard to identify and find those people.
But how do you identify that? I think it's by taking a risk and like asking for something from them, like not knowing how they're gonna respond, kind of like you're not gonna know until you like are in a situation where you just have to find out, you know?
Yeah. You have to do a bunch of shit with your friends, like together. Shared experiences,
Yeah.
shared moments. The problem with me is like I've had all my friends mostly are from childhood or like middle school and high school. So I've known them. We kind of grew up together, like my
Yeah.
Moss friends, Matt, Jenish. And I never had to test them. It's just we've just lived life, and sometimes somebody does this or I do this, you know, and life just
Yeah.
happens. But later on in life, you are right. You have to take the risk to open up. Because
Yeah,
if
you
you
don't
don't, you'll never know.
Exactly. And you don't have as much time together for like stuff to, like you said, like naturally happen over 9 years.
Yeah.
Where like you will just be in a situation where you need to lean on each other. Like
It's kind of like arranged marriage, you know.
yeah, it is.
You're kind of like meeting them. Yeah, if you're like meeting somebody in your, mid-20s, a friend, you have to get to know them. There's not that much time. You just meet them at this current moment in time. You haven't had
Yeah.
years of dating or falling in love with the
Yeah.
person.
You're just stuck with them.
Whereas with this guy, I grew up with him, It's like we were forced into this.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. I think childhood is like it's like a real exception where you just are in one place with people for a long amount of time. But post childhood, that like never happens again. I feel like where you're unless you go to like school or you go to like you go to like a retreat or a program where you're together with people. I feel like it is on you to like make it happen. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
What I've learned though is friendship takes effort. For a very long time, I was of the opinion, still in college, like, oh, my friends will always be there. We'll always be friends because we were friends for all these years. But you have to keep up with them because it's their responsibility and your responsibility too. It can't just be a one-way street. It has to be a two-way street because people recognize that and they slowly grow distant. The distance grows, and then you haven't seen them in 10 years.
And then they moved to New York.
Yeah.
Well, one of our friends, yeah.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really sad thing that I'm also like observing, and it's like there's people who I just feel like it's always gonna be like this, but then you're like, oh, it's been like literally 10 years and like nothing is, like we just haven't really talked. So are we still friends? Like, does that stuff still like mean anything? Like what happened back then? I think it still does, but I also think about that with like my brother or like with family members. It's like you think that you have this bond because you're related.
Right.
And there definitely is a bond. But if you don't talk, like if you only talk to your dad like once every 3 months, like do you have a committed relationship with your dad? I know we opened up the dad jar, which is,
But do you?
I don't know. I just did, but we don't have to go there. But the dad stuff is always like interesting to me. And how it's like your friendships basically with your family members are also friendships, like the relationships,
100%.
Yeah.
It's just deeper rooted.
Yeah, they're like friendships with more like assumed obligations, I feel like, where you're like, you're my son, so you will do certain things, that I ask them. But
I think I have a different experience with the whole dad thing because my dad is genuinely like my best friend.
oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
People have told me over the years that it's like what I have with him is very unique. And that like he's the one like I'll confide in with anything, and then like
Oh my God,
I'm the
that's
one that he'll
amazing.
confide in, and like so I think it's different.
It's
in that
mutual.
way.
That's
It's-
amazing.
It's pretty mutual.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I think he would be my best man at my wedding. Like that.
Are you
type.
serious?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It's cool. It's really
That's-
cool.
yeah.
Yeah. I think that would be the way it goes. But I do get where you're coming from with like how dads are. You do what I say because I say so, rather than kind of walk you through why he's telling you to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And the other way around, where you're like, you expect your parents to handle certain things because they're your parents.
Right.
But like when you get to a certain age and you're both adults, like at this point, your parents are adults and you're adults.
Yeah.
And it's like now we're just like, we just gotta maintain. We can both do things for each other, you know.
Yeah. Is that hard for you to cope with? That now we're both adults?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is like weird for me to deal with. I think like my mom, in many ways, is like misses the time when I was a kid, and is like still trying to kind of be very involved in like different areas of my life, like in a way where I sometimes have to set boundaries and be like, yeah, I don't have, like, when it comes to like getting a job and stuff, she'd be like, did you apply to this job? Did you apply to this thing? Here's the thing. And I'm like, I actually need you to not ask me anything about career anymore.
Yeah.
Like almost like, because I'm like, if I had any friend who was doing this, it would be like a lot. And you are my mom and you care, but I need to be in charge of this now. So it's like my relationship with both my parents are definitely changing right now. Not just on the job front, but on like in other ways.
I think I resonate with parents when they do that, because they'll always view you as their baby. You know, it doesn't matter if you're 40, you're 35, you have gray hair, or, you know, you're married, you have your own kids. They'll always view you as that baby that threw tantrums, you know. And it's hard to separate that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so hard.
Sweet also. It is sweet.
And a lot of people talk about this when they have kids themselves. They're like, oh, I get it. I get what my parents were always bugging me about everything all the time, because it's like an extension of themselves.
Sure.
So anytime you're in any sort of distress, they feel like they're in distress because they view you as an extension of their literal bodies.
Yeah.
That's how most parents operate.
I guess
they look
right.
like you look like them, and it's like this is me, bro. Like, I need to save this kid.
Yeah, it is like a literal just like appendage. Yeah. I guess in that sense, it's not a friendship. There's more happening. Yeah. There's more happening.
It happens. Yeah.
In the moment, I think it just sucks though.
It does.
Right?
Yeah.
You're right though.
Like,
It's annoying if somebody's, because I get it, but I also don't get it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a parent yet.
We're in like a weird middle ground of life where like before parenthood, but also being an adult.
I hate mid-20s.
Yeah.
I hate this with a passion.
Yeah, I don't.
I hate the ages of 23 to whatever, how long this lasts.
I don't like it one bit. 23 shit really started going south for me.
Yeah. Dude, 22, I felt awesome. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, 22 was great.
And the moment I turned 23, it was literally, I was like, oh shit, I'm actually getting older.
Yeah. And it's like, but you'll look back at this and you'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're super young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just feels like that because this is like the awkward transitionary period where it's like you're figuring out what the rest of your life is going to be, right? And so you have to figure it out now because that's like you said, it's like pre-parenthood. By the time you're a parent, I'm assuming you're hoping you know what your life's going to be about.
Yeah.
Right?
I hope so.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't think you will.
You don't think you will?
I don't know. I don't believe. I feel like look, my parents are like older parents. Like my dad is 70. So he was like 45 when I was born. And my
damn.
mom was 34, I think.
Okay.
When I was born. So they both were like on the older side when they had me, I guess. More my dad than my mom. But like I've watched my dad like, I don't think my dad has like everything figured out. I think he's like very wise, but I think like one thing that I've gained from him is just like, or from seeing my parents still try to figure so much shit out. Like my mom reads like endless books on like mindfulness and like tapping into your like core, like being,
your energy.
Yeah, exactly. My dad channels that towards golf and tennis, where he's like always watching videos, always trying to perfect his golf swing. And then they both like read books on like how to make their relationship better and stuff like that. So it's like, I think the one thing I gained from my parents was that there's like, you're pretty much never done with like trying
always learning.
When did you realize that? How old were you when you realized that your parents still don't have it figured out?
I know it's a good question, actually. I honestly like pretty early because it's like, you know.
Damn, bro.
I mean, like there's like a honeymoon period after you get born where you're like,
you start speaking.
Life is so good, and my parents are like gods, and they have it all figured out. And then like after that, you spend a little more time, and you start to see problems. I was also an older sibling, so I think I was more aware of problems in the household or just like things that were putting stress on them at like an earlier age than my younger brother would have been at. I think if you're a younger sibling, you get like more of a bubble created around you by the older sibling, where like, because your older sibling is also like a god to you kind of, and you're like, wow, everyone's so great, you know. But older sibling, I think the veil falls a little earlier in life, maybe. So, I don't know.
I think there's in everybody there's like a period where whatever age you're at, you realize like your parents aren't gods anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like these are just humans with flaws as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's crazier when your parents won't admit it to you, right?
Oh,
they won't
yeah,
admit
yeah,
that
yeah.
they do have flaws.
That's
Yeah.
I don't know if you've
interesting.
experienced that, but I've experienced that where it's like either my mom or my dad, it's like they're doing something and I literally know the right answer or whatever it is, and then we're like going back and forth, and then it's like proven, and they'll just they won't accept it.
Oh yeah.
You know?
I've seen that happen. That my brother and my dad get in, like they put bets on things. They're like both so
I
like
hate bets, bro.
yeah. They'll get like really stubborn about like they both follow tennis very heavily, so they'll both be like, no, Roger Federer won Wimbledon in this year, not that year, and that year was this guy won, and he'd be like, you like within like 5 seconds, like you wanna bet. And then they're like, I'm gonna bet you $20 that's, and it's like they're both so sure of themselves.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times my dad will be wrong because my brother actually has researched the shit out of all of this stuff. And then yeah, it's like weird to see that happen where you're just like, oh, I thought you knew everything, but you actually don't. You're just like a guy.
Yeah.
But
That's a
yeah.
weird moment, I think, when you realize that. It's like, oh man, that was very weird for me.
Well, how old
Yeah.
were you when you realized they were imperfect?
So I'm definitely a late bloomer in that world. I
You
I
sound
was-
like you have like a really good dad.
yeah, I do.
Not that it has to do with how good your dad, but yeah. But anyway,
But there's still flaws. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. There's still flaws with my dad, even though he's great. I think I was probably like 16, 17 where I realized like my parents are making decisions that are probably not the best for themselves or for us.
yeah, that is like yeah.
I was like 16, 17. I'm like, okay, I think in hindsight, I'm like, that's pretty late, bro. Like you're already driving by the time you realize your parents aren't perfect.
Yeah, actually, that's a good marker because it's like it's a gradual process. I don't think it's like
Yeah.
one day you wake up and you're like, holy shit. I think a moment that I had more recently was realizing that I can actually do this better than my parents can, or like my input would be valuable here. Like I think for a lot of the time I would let my parents kind of handle stuff, even if I knew that they were like imperfect. I'd be like, they know how to do this better than I can because they just have more life experience and
Right.
stuff. Like when we travel, it happens a lot with traveling. Like we would travel a lot growing up, and so many disputes would break out over like, oh, we booked this for this here thing, but we're late on this train. It's your fault that we're late on the train, and like all this kind of stuff. Where like to a point where I was like, I do not want to ever travel with you guys ever again. But also, I felt so helpless in those situations. I was like, you guys are the ones who planned everything. But this summer, we traveled with the intention of like, we're going to go to certain places, but what we do at those places is completely up to like figuring it out the day of.
Love that. Yeah.
Anyone can go on side quests. It's like completely up to you. We're really trying to like not do what we did.
Spontaneous,
the
yeah.
yeah. And in that environment, I realized that I could just plan stuff for the family. I had never done that. I was like,
Really?
I was
Wow.
like, this is our itinerary for today. This is what I would like to do today. And immediately, like most of the family's like, oh yeah, that sounds good. Like we'll do that.
You're right.
And I was like, oh, okay, well then I'll get our tickets. And they're like, yeah, sure, yeah, you can do that. And I was like, okay, we're gonna go here, here, and here. And they're like, all followed. And that happened for like a few days in a row where I just like was like, you guys don't have, like my mom does this all the time. She's like, no one has to follow me, but I'm gonna do this. But then we're all like, well, you made the plan, so
Such a
now we're
mom
gonna,
thing to say.
it's such a mom thing. She's like, no one has to follow me, but she's like, are you coming? Are you not gonna-" And I realized that puts a lot of stress on my mom at least, because she's planning everything, hoping that someone else will step up. But
Right.
we're all like, oh, but you're so good at planning, you know? So- and it's tough for her. She's the only woman in the family too, which I feel like it always falls on the woman to like do that kind of stuff. But in this case, I was just like, I'm gonna do this, and I could see that my parents were like super appreciative. Actually, they were like, I don't know, it happened pretty. I think 25 is pretty late in life maybe to step up like that. But I also don't see my parents all the time because I live on the other side of the country. But
Yeah. Where'd you guys travel to?
we went to Switzerland. We went
Oh,
to England.
nice.
I went to England, and then I met my family in France and Switzerland,
Nice.
and it was
That's
really
sweet.
nice. Yeah.
How long did you guys stay there for?
It was like almost 3 weeks. It
Oh,
was like a
that's
full
awesome.
8 days
Yeah.
in Switzerland. It was like the most beautiful place I've ever been.
That's sweet to have those experiences with your family, even at this age. And I
Yeah.
also think like the older I get, the less traveling with my family I get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah, because you like have more of your own life going on.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, my buddies want to do this. How many trips can you realistically take a year? So
Yeah.
it's like family, friends, girl, like where does everything balance out?
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
That's the hardest part of your mid-20s is figuring out the balance.
Mm.
Like, what do you prioritize? Because there's moments in your life where you can't prioritize your family.
Yeah,
You just can't.
Yeah.
You try your best
Right.
to, but you can't.
You can't. Yeah,
And it's hard to let them know that in a polite way. You
Yeah.
know?
I'm not able to
Totally.
do that. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
able to tell them that.
Do you guys go home for the holidays? Like,
I live
whenever-
at home.
Oh, you live
Yeah,
at home.
Same,
Okay.
yeah.
We still live at home.
Yeah.
You both live at.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're gonna live in our
Yeah.
parents' basement until we're 30.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a different relationship with. Like,
Yeah.
you basically are like, if they want you home, you're home, basically, or like if you can be home and they want you to be home, you'll be home. Or are there times where you like push back?
I have a pretty good balance. I definitely prioritize my own interests.
yeah.
Like, I'm sorry I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like I get to share a lot of time with my parents.
Yeah,
Like, it's healthy. It's pretty good.
that's great.
Yeah, I think I'm home just when I'm home, and like I think it was hard for my dad. My parents are divorced, so I think it was hard for my dad to like reconcile with that. I'm not always just gonna be like hanging out on the couch with him watching movies at night.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that was difficult. But now I think we talked about it recently. He's like, it was he was like, I had to realize that you're growing up.
yeah, yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And he's like, so I get it. Like, you have to go out with your girl. You have to like do these certain things. And now it's like, all right, when Matt comes home, he comes home. Before, he would just like stay up at night. He'd be waiting for me like on the couch, waiting for me to get home. No, he wouldn't. He's never been like overbearing where he's like calling like, where you at, where you at.
Yeah.
But it's just like he's just waiting kind of to see if I'm coming home, if or what the fuck's going on. One time he did call. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning. I get it.
Oh, yeah,
He'd call
yeah.
me. Where am I? Where are you at? Right.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah.
That's cool. It sounds like he was really trying to respect your boundaries, but was also like really like kind of processing it within himself. Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
don't
that's
call
been-
him, don't do it. And then, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's,
I think
that's
that's
good,
don't
though.
pick up
yeah.
the phone.
Don't pick
Yeah.
up the phone. Yeah.
It's tough because also he grew up different, right? Where it's like he just did whatever the fuck he wanted, and then it was just like the parents are like, okay, he's like an adult when he was like 16.
Oh, yeah.
It's like I think my parents' generation is completely different than their parents. Where it's
Yeah.
like with us, they're kind of like feel like they have to be overbearing, but their parents with them were just like laissez-faire, like
What-
they're already adults.
Yeah. What decade did he grow up in?
He was born in 74,
Okay.
so he graduated high school in 92.
Okay. That
Yeah.
I've heard that about the 80s, that it was a real like let your
Yeah.
kid kind of go wherever they go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With both my mom and dad, it was like that. Was like, okay, they're just gonna do what they're gonna do,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we're gonna protect them, when they need protection. But that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I realized my parents were imperfect at an early age, though.
Early.
Yeah.
You were in Pakistan still?
Yeah, like like the first time I got whipped, I was like, this is no, I'm kidding, not whipped. The first time I got beat. No, but like if you see your family members distressed,
Yeah.
you can kind of tell that, okay, maybe they don't have all the answers, right? If they're like constantly stressed or
Yeah.
they're worried about something, you're like, what's going on? And I feel like when you're a kid, a baby, your parents are always kind of happy. You don't understand the difference of different emotions,
Right, right.
because you're
Yeah.
literally a baby.
Yeah.
But
And
as
they're
you
also
grow,
taking more care to not show negative
Yeah.
emotions in
Right.
front of you.
they're putting on a front a little
Yeah,
bit because
yeah.
they have to.
Yeah.
But when you get to like 6, 7, 8,
Yeah.
that's the age where you start to realize, like, oh, okay, like,
Yeah.
I was
they're
completely
figuring it
in
out as
denial.
well. Yeah.
And my parents were being divorced at that time, and I
Oh,
was still in
wow.
denial.
Wow.
Yeah.
That must have been fucking tough.
It was crazy, but
Yeah. Yeah. I think that even when you see your parents going through stressful things as a kid, you still believe that it will, like, they will figure something out, because you're a kid and you have such limited experience in the world that you still think they're superheroes, I feel like.
Yeah.
To a degree where you're like, they're just able to do so many things that you're not able to do. So you're like, if anyone's going to figure this out, it's you guys. I'm definitely not the one who's going to figure this out. Maybe. I know some kids also, I think when their parents are fighting, like, think that it's on them to like be the one to fix it. So I don't know. I don't know where that tangent was going, but I think that when you're older, like the thing that I'm trying to get my head around now is like, I have a responsibility within my family that like I can be like man of the house if I lived at home. if I don't, but like I can in that travel situation, I can be the guy
Yeah.
who steps up. I didn't think of myself that way around them for the
Gotcha.
longest time.
That really just happened last year. You're saying
Yeah, that happened
Wow.
last year.
that is a trip.
Yeah.
I took all the power away when I started making money. I was like, all right, I can pay the bills too.
That is a big step. When you can pay for your own shit, that is a huge step. Yeah.
Honestly, it's really sad, dude. But I don't know. I think everything changes, like you said, when you become an adult and you start making your own money. Because parents have this umbrella over you of financial benevolence, right? Whenever you need money, they're there. But when you have your own money, the relationship becomes different.
It does.
And for kids, if they're good kids, it's hard to reconcile that because you don't want to just go to your parents for money. But in college, that's what you kind of have to do because you're in your own life and you feel bad. You're calling your mom and she's like, "Why are you calling me?" And it's the money.
Eat dinner tonight.
It happens a lot, and it's hard to be like, oh, okay, now that I don't need money, now I can just talk to them like normal human beings, and let's figure out how that's like. Let's actually take the initiative to get to know these people.
So you feel like when you were growing up, a lot of your conversations were
no. I'm not saying personally. I mean, I've definitely felt that in college where I needed money. I was broke.
That was when the conversation.
Yeah. Well, I would definitely go to my parents and ask for help, but I also hustled. But it's. I don't know. I feel like you're figuring yourself out in college, and your parents struggle with understanding to give you the space to figure yourself out because they're parents. Again, they're extensions of you. So it's just okay to recognize them for who they are and recognize what you're going through as well. That not everything has to be aligned all the time. You know, like not all your relationships have to be perfect all the time. That's something I'm reconciling. You know?
Yeah, that's true. You don't have to fix everything.
Yeah. Because if you constantly chase this feeling of, oh my God, my career is fixed, my girl is happy, my grandparents, my parents, my sisters, my friends, my distant friends, you're going to drive yourself crazy. It's going to be too much.
Yeah, that is actually a big thing to understand. Or I think I know it in theory, but I'm still getting there in practice. Or there's only so many friends you can have or so many relationships you can tend to at one time. And then I'll go to events where I see people who they're the type of friend that you only see maybe a few times a year. And then you feel guilty that you haven't tended to this or you're not closer with that person. Or you feel that maybe they're upset that you haven't reached out more. This is something, I say you, but this is what happened to me recently. I went to an event. There were people who I used to talk to a lot more in college, but now I don't. But then you see each other and you're trying to act like you're as close as you were, or you're trying to just be friendly, but you wonder if they're upset or if you should have been putting more effort in, but neither of you are really putting effort in. And that's okay, I think, at the end of the day.
That's life.
Yeah, that's just what happens. Yeah.
You just make jokes about it. And you're like, yeah, I've never seen you.
That's how you cope.
That's how you cope. That's at least what I do.
That's what I do. Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, just joke about it.
Because if it's too serious, it's going to be awkward. It's going to be like, oh, shit.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't have to be that serious.
I make people feel bad for not hanging out with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he has this tendency. He actually does.
I do.
Yeah.
In what way?
I'll be like, oh, you don't love me anymore. It's obviously fucking around, but also jabbing at them a little bit hey, let's actually hang out, bro. At least once in a while.
Wait, that's cool. I feel like that's good.
I feel like I'm dope for doing it.
It can be sometimes.
Yeah. And sometimes it's actually just making them feel upset.
Yeah.
Well, for him, it's because I see him more than any other friend. Yeah. So I probably jab at him more because when we do hang out, it's about the podcast. So it's let's just go out to eat, bro, and talk about other things. And I noticed last time we went out to eat, it's it's hard for us to even...
When was that?
When we went to McDonald's that day, and it was still about the podcast.
Yeah, that was last year.
It was still literally about the podcast. But it was in the middle of doing things. We were filming a video, and so we went to eat, and it was we couldn't even have a conversation because all of our conversations are based around the podcast for the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
I acknowledge that. That's what happens.
Yeah.
But I do, just so you know, bro, I do jab at other people.
Yeah.
Not just you.
It's good.
Yeah.
But the way I mean, you have a different mindset, right, for relationships. You want quality time all the time. I want quality time with people. All the time, quality time.
Yeah, I want it. Camaraderie is huge to me. Okay. So if I can at least feel that we're still homies, there's still some catch up or there's still something going on, I feel better that way. Rather if it's just I'm calling you just because it's my birthday, come to the party where there's 100 people at right now, and I'm gonna tend to you for 5 minutes. I'd rather just have a one-on-one and just grab lunch or whatever.
That's cool. Where did you build your like what do you how do you define camaraderie?
How do I define it?
Or where did you first feel that like the
That
feeling
vibe?
that you're now like trying to like create?
First time you saw me?
What's your like basis? Yeah.
First time you saw me?
I didn't feel that way at all in high school. I started feeling like that, I think, middle of college. That's when COVID hit. I think that's really when I was like, whoa. I was like, I want to hang out with these people just because I want to hang out with them, not because they're asking me to.
Ooh, okay.
Before, it was always like the friend is hitting me up, hey, bro, do you want to go eat? You want to do this? You want to do that?
Yeah.
But I shift. I'm like, why are they asking me? I'm not asking them. And it's like, okay, I have to shift some energy too. Like, I genuinely enjoy hanging out with this person. So why shouldn't I go ahead and ask them? And I did realize something. If I feel good that they're asking me to hang out, I guarantee they feel good if I ask them to hang out.
Interesting.
And so it's like, okay, why not just make them feel, even if they're not able to hang out, like honestly, it really doesn't bog me down if they're like, hey, I can't do it right now. But it makes me feel good knowing I'm sure they feel like, okay, this dude actually cares about me.
Yeah. That's good. That's something that I'm really not that great at. Like just hitting people up and being like doing it in the reverse. Because people hit me up more than I hit them up, I think.
I just, the way I operate with my relationships is I have zero expectations. It's not the most healthy way, but I expect nothing from anybody except family, because, that's family.
Yeah, yeah.
But even then family as well, I'm like, all right, not that many
Because
expectations.
it hurts.
Yeah, because I don't
goes the other
want,
way.
I don't like the feeling of expecting something.
And not working out.
Maybe because that's the more bold thing to do. Because I feel like the easier thing to do is have no expectations.
Yeah.
Because that way you live life less emotionally attached, I guess.
Yeah.
If that's the right word.
It's hard to not have expectations, though.
It's very hard.
Yeah. I think that's really hard for me. Like, things should go a certain way, and then if it doesn't go that way, I'm like, drop down and I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is the right way to do things. Like, this is the right way,
Yeah. It is tough to have I actually talk about this with my girlfriend all the time in terms of like our friendships with people. But it's like, yeah, having expectations, it forces you guys to hang out more. If you have I think she has it more with her female friends, where like there is more of an expectation that they will tend to the relationship.
It's a different world, yeah.
It's a different world. It's a different world. And I have definitely been in the camp of like, let me just not expect anything of anybody, and then I'll never get hurt because they won't ever disappoint me.
Yeah.
Right.
But
it's okay to be hurt sometimes, I think.
Okay.
I think this is, I'm
All right.
serious. I think it's okay to put yourself in a position, because I have a lot of conversations. My dad's very of the mindset, like, he doesn't hit anybody up, period. Only when he has a strong group of friends. Like, they've been home. My dad's 51 now, and they've been friends since they were like 14. Right?
Okay.
So, and he has like a group of like 10 boys that they're like always hanging out
It's the
together.
army, dude.
That's amazing.
And they, in high school and like 20s, they were a group of like 25 dudes. Like, they were just like really tight. But my dad's never been the guy to go hit them up. It's only when they hit him up. And I think I noticed also, like, from high school to college, I think around that time period, they would be like, Julio, like, you never call us, dude. Like, you never want to hit us up. And he's like, I just, I know you guys are going to call me. And I realized in college, like, it's okay to talk to your friends just because you want to, like, shoot the shit with somebody.
Yeah.
And their feelings towards him was like almost like they were hurt. So it's like, I don't want to, and that's the way I was veering towards, right? So it's like, the way I was veering towards my dad, where it's like, he does something because he knows they're gonna come to him. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, I don't necessarily want to be that way. I can, go talk to people just because I want to talk to them. I don't have to wait for somebody to come to me.
Yeah. That's interesting. That's very like cool that the friends said that, or were like kept him in check. Yeah. Or I think my dad. I don't know. I don't think my dad hits anybody up to hang out.
Same
like
thing.
I think it's the same thing. I think he waits for people to hit him up. And I think a lot of his like closest friends are like the husbands of my mom's closest friends.
Okay.
So it's like when the moms are organizing something, then the dudes will all show up. The husbands will all show up and go to their own room and be like, hey, nice to see you guys. But
right. So it's not actual like friendship from their own bond.
from their own like creating. Now I hear of them doing more things like golf has become a thing. Like you guys want to go golfing. Sometimes my dad like tries to like he rents a boat near like because we live near the ocean, and he'll get like people to come on the boat with him. But I never knew him to be someone. He didn't have like a posse that I felt like he was like always hanging out with.
Okay.
Also, it's hard because he didn't grow up in this country, so like a lot of his childhood friends
Right over there.
are in India. But he's in India right now actually, and he's like, and he's like visiting all of his like college friends from
sweet.
back then, and I think he's like excited to see those people. So I don't know, maybe moving to a different country also affects things.
But every person, what I've learned, just needs to talk to other people on a very consistent basis. Like we genuinely need this. And I'm saying this because, you know, the last like couple of years I've just been like stuck grinding and forgetting that you can't just have phases in your life where you don't talk to people at all. You know, you can't like stop yourself from that. You have to follow your natural instincts and do that. Like I had cousins over at my house for the holidays. They wanted me to say their names on this podcast.
Okay,
Hazik, Ira, and Hadi. Great kids. And I never spent this much time with like 8 and 7-year-olds. All they wanted is just to spend time with me and my siblings. That's all. They didn't care about the toys. They didn't care where we went. As long as I was within 6 feet of them, that's all they cared about. And that is our natural instinct as humans, is to just be around people. It's okay if we're not talking all the time, but I'm just next to you or I'm in front of you and we're doing the same thing together. We're in the same area, under the same roof, eating this food and smiling at each other. You know, that's even the simple moments. That's what every human craves. And if you don't tap into that, you're going to drive yourself crazy.
I like that. I like that, like, just being around people is enough for, like...
Yeah.
That's kind of what Thanksgiving is, kind of, where you're just like, we're just going to go to one place together and eat food. Like...
Right.
And then other stuff will kind of come out of that. But, yeah, that's a good point. Like, especially baby cousins, I feel like they're always, like... They like, I have a few, like, cousins who in the Bay Area who I see a lot, who are, like, 11 and 13, I think, right now. But, like, they always are excited whenever me or my brother, like... whenever we're visiting, and it isn't about like any specific activity we're gonna do. It's just like your presence is valued here.
It's required.
It's required.
And they don't get tired of spending time with you, because I was like,
They
damn,
don't.
bro, it's been 8 hours.
Kids don't care, bro.
You want to sleep in the same bed as me, and like, you know, you want to. That's like, come on, that's a lot. And I don't know. It's a beautiful thing, though, because I understood what it's going to be like to be a father, you know, because being a father requires active presence in your child's life. You don't have to be the most successful dad. Well, your kids are not going to remember how much money you made when they were 5, but they will remember how much time you spent with them.
I agree with that.
And that's scary to me, because I'm like, if I mess that critical period of their life up, it's gonna ruin them, or not ruin them.
It'll stick with them.
It'll tarnish them to a certain degree.
Yeah,
it'll stick with them for sure.
Yeah,
if you're not around.
If you're not around, because they'll remember it.
Do you think that that's gonna be a issue because you are like a grind focused person?
Probably, because if stand up works out, God willing, right? It's like a lot of traveling, dude, and you're always on the road.
Yeah,
you're always chasing, and it's nighttime. Kids sleep at 7.
That's true.
8 p.m. I was thinking about that. I was like, oh my God.
You're gonna be gone.
Yeah, like you really have a small window of time to really spend.
Well, you can take them on the road with you.
To comedy clubs, no.
Yeah.
No, not to the clubs, but like your family.
Your like hotel. But it's like a big strain on like
on the family.
The family,
in the middle of the school year.
I guess it depends on who you marry too. Like how adventurous are they?
But I feel like it's okay to take a break too. That's something I'm reconciling. You know, I grew up with, as this like young adult, college, like my entire 20s was going to be about grinding and nothing else.
Yeah.
And I'm slowly realizing that if you just live life like that, first of all, you're not even going to succeed as an artist, because what are you offering to the world? You haven't really lived life. You're just speaking your mind about a bunch of shit that it only exists in your head. You have no lived experiences to validate these feelings and opinions.
My thing is like, if you only grind, your life is almost meaningless because you don't have any other experiences besides building something that's not going to matter when you die, right? But there are other things that will matter when you die, right? Like how many lived experiences have you had with other people? Will they remember your death? Will they remember the travels that you had? Like those are really meaningful to me. And it's like, I'm a very grind focused person, but I don't know. I'm pretty good with balancing out people and like doing things. Like I'm still building my business. It's been 3 years. I'm gonna have a God willing 6,000 square foot warehouse in July, right? July, August. And it's like I still have traveled. We've still traveled a lot over Pallet Dudes era, right? I still hang out with my girl like 2-3 times a week. So it's like I think in people's heads, it's like you got to figure out where, like in 10 years from now, that's just as important as like the right now. And I think people think, okay, I'm going to grind now, so in 10 years from now, it's going to be better. But that's not necessarily true because you have no fucking idea, right? You have no, like this business, when I first started, in my head, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have like a 10,000 square foot warehouse in like 10 years and it's going to be kick ass. I'm going to be making so much money. But the reality is, in that moment, in that first few months, I had no idea whether it was going to work out or if I was going to lose $100,000 from the lease I had. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't know. So it's like, the things you do know are the people in your life and the balance of that, if that makes sense. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. That's just God's will, right? So, I don't, does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree with that. Like you can't really control that much, and you have to like focus on making right now valuable
too. Yeah. It's like a weird, like, fine line.
Yeah, because you have to have plans, but you kind
of have to let it go by itself. Just like you were saying something earlier, like when things go, when we're talking about the podcast, when things like freshly go like off of the cuff, cusp, sorry.
Off the cuff, yeah.
Off the cuff, sorry, there you go. Off the cuff, then it somehow gets better, right? But when you have something 100%. So structured, like when I'm selling in the warehouse, in the first year I was selling at the warehouse, I was like, I have to sell this item within this month, or like I'm not going to make my sales goal, and this is going to happen. And for whatever reason, I would cold call like other companies, I would cold call customers, and for whatever reason, it's worked 0 times. My cold calling to sell things have worked 0 times. It's always when people just came to me.
All word of mouth.
All word of mouth, or like from Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp. That is every single time I've made a sale, it's because they needed the product. It's not me forcing the product onto them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I've realized from that, it's like, okay, things are genuinely in God's hands. And as long as I just keep doing what I'm doing, making sure that I'm here, I'm basically present with my business, things will happen naturally.
Yeah.
You know?
That's always a part of like entrepreneurship that like scares me, or like it's like very fascinating to me that like you can just like set something up and people will like walk into your store.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
I never understood that, dude. I'm like, I'm going to have to put so much effort into going to get people to know who I am and to know what the business is. But people just come. As long as you put the info out there, and if there's some value to it, people will just come.
Yeah.
The market, right?
It is pretty crazy. I just started working at a bar that like opened in October. And like I started when they opened.
Yeah.
And it was just like the whole first like few months, or maybe even the first year to them, is like data collection, where they're like, who walks in, which days are our busier days? We don't even really know. We're just starting a bar in this area of town. But at the same time, the guy who owns the bar knows a lot of people. So he like tells people they come.
Right.
He'll like pay for their drinks even for the first few weeks.
Make them feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's relying on his network, but we just show up to the bar and we never know who's going to walk in. We just like work. We're just going to be behind the bar. Then people just show up. It's like very strange.
Data collection. That's an interesting way to put it. Your first year of entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
It's accurate though.
Some random weirdos just walk in and create havoc.
Yeah, we had to call the cops on one guy actually while I was there.
What happened?
He like tried to start a fight with. I think he was like on meth or something. He was like,
oh damn.
It was like initially looked normal, but then when he went to pay for his drink, he was like holding the payment thing all weird, and he was like, but he had an Apple Watch, so it was like you're not like off the street, like you have an Apple Watch, but he paid with his Apple Watch, but then after that he was just like making weird noises, and then he like started like accosting these three other customers, and he was like, crazy game tonight, and those guys were like, yeah, crazy game, and they're like, Dodgers versus the freaking like LA versus Seattle, man, we creamed them. And then these guys were like, LA did not play Seattle today. Like, and then he just like kept talking about a game that didn't happen, and then we were like, oh, something's going on here. And then he started like putting his hand on their shoulders and was like, and they were like, and then our manager was like, you have to leave. And he's like, is it because I'm black? And then it became like really, it became like racial. And then we're like, no, it's because you're like being an asshole. Because he was like trying to like, he was like taking things on the bar and like slamming them down. It was just like you're like not in a healthy place right now. You're like on a drug of some kind. But he was like, call the cops, call the cops.
Functioning drug addict. Love it.
Yeah, I don't know what was happening with him, but he
clearly has some money. He has an Apple Watch. I mean,
it was like a very strange thing. I was like, I mean, maybe people with money can take crazy drugs too, you know.
And he has Apple Pay on his Apple Watch.
Yeah. No, he's just a guy with like a whole financial setup. Like it was not.
That?
You could do that.
I don't know.
I didn't know you could do that. Yeah.
Only the newer ones, but yeah.
Yeah.
Still.
What do you feel like is the best lesson you've learned so far?
Ever?
Since graduating college? Or it could be a couple of lessons. I don't want to put the pressure on one specific lesson. Like, what's the recurring theme that keeps coming up and you're like, damn, maybe it is about this instead of what I thought?
I think right now, the thing that seems to keep coming up is like, this is like my resolution kind of. Like, I don't even know what word to give to it, but like, I think relaxed. Like, it's not that deep. Like that kind of feeling of like you're saying, like you can't treat it too seriously, or you won't even get anything done. Which goes back to like, it connects to like being kind to yourself, I think. But like in moments where you don't necessarily know if things are gonna work out, you get to choose how you behave. You can either be super stressed and anxious, or you can be like, you can just decide that you're gonna be relaxed no matter what happens and have fun.
Right.
And I think I'm trying to have more fun, even though I don't know how anything's going to work out. Because A, that's actually going to be how things work out, because I'll have a clear enough mind to actually make good decisions. And B, it'll just be more fun. So
treat life as a comedy.
Kind of, yeah. Just like not try to overplan. In my bar job, I could see this in my bar job immediately when I started. I've never worked in a bar before. It can be very hectic on certain nights. There's just a lot of people like crowding, trying to get their orders in. And there are certain times where like people will be asking me questions. We have like 7 drinks that we haven't gotten to, and someone's like, "Did you make my thing? I asked for this," and I'm like, I was just like froze. I was like, and I like went to the bartender and I was like, "Did you make her thing?" And that she's, and he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Did you make that?" She said she made she asked you for a drink, and he was like, "Bro, are you okay?" Like he was like, "Don't worry about them. Like don't worry about them." And he was like, rule number 1 of bartending is this is our party. Like this is our party. What's happening here? Like we move at our pace. We do what we want. We set the tone, and we decide when we get to people. Like, you don't have to be all anxious. Yeah. And actually, being anxious makes them think that they do have more of a right to, like, really get in your face and ask for things, you know? Because that was just a crazy lesson to learn. And that made me realize, like, for the rest of that night, I was actually pretty salty because I was like, he was right that I wasn't being chill. Yeah. You know? But I was like, I thought the whole point was that, like, to do this job well, I have to not be chill. Like, I thought my not chillness was a strength because it meant that I'm always looking at what needs to get gotten to. And in many ways, that has helped me be very good at that job because I'm like, oh, that customer needs help. This thing needs to be refilled or it's going to be a problem in like 10 minutes. So I'm like good at that kind of stuff. But then you just completely like lose like your emotional like stability at that point. So that's been a lesson. Just like that, whatever that is, like it's your party. Like you can be at your pace and you can just have fun doing it and you can be relaxed and other people will respond to that, I guess.
So just be your authentic self everywhere.
I guess. I know that's like advice to everybody. That's
I know.
I don't even think authentic, but just like, because I don't even know what authentic self means anymore. But just like don't stress too much. Don't let other people. I don't know. Like you get to decide how things are gonna go too. You know, you don't like have to be reacting all the time to everything. You can move slowly, and just trust that the world's not gonna like blow up. You know.
It's okay to let other people react to you sometimes, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
That's interesting.
I've learned something similar where I struggled with being like the self that I am at home outside amongst different situations. And I think stand-up made me realize that people can see if you're putting up an act. It's not like they can't articulate it. They don't know exactly what it is, but they can kind of sense it. When we can sense when somebody's being themselves on stage.
Yeah.
And if you're just the person you are, do that everywhere at all times. Just be who you are. I mean, obviously it depends on different situations, right? And different dynamics, but it just makes your life easier because you don't have to calculate, how your other version reacts to something.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like you're like, don't be afraid that whatever state that you're in right now won't be like accepted. Like you can just be that right now, and that'll be better than trying to pretend you're not feeling that or not that person, I guess, or I don't know.
Yeah, because people appreciate you being honest more than you just putting up with it just for the sake of it.
Yeah, totally.
I really learned that out, especially in my mid-20s.
They appreciate authenticity, huh?
Because sometimes I would just do stuff in college, to please friends or to look cool. Talk to people that I thought were, oh yeah, I should talk to this person so I look better, or ask this girl this, or be in the presence. It's just weird artificial shit that we put over ourselves, and we don't realize the coolest thing is just being yourself, whatever you are. If you're a nerd, embrace that. If you're a jock, if you're unemployed chronically, I don't know, just embrace whatever it is that you want your perception to be internally. And then people will do it externally as well.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
For sure.
Anything else you want to ask before we end the pod?
I do have one more question. We talked about something on a podcast yesterday, and you kind of brought it up. Do you think it's more of a red flag if girls don't have friends or if guys don't have friends?
Oh, yeah. That's a good question.
Red flag. What do you mean by red flag?
Like if you're going out with a girl and she has no friends, do you think that's weird, or do you think it's more weird if a girl goes out with a guy and the guy has no friends?
Oh. That's interesting. I think if a girl goes out with a guy and the guy has no friends, I think that's more scary to the woman, just because I think there's more of a fear of getting hurt.
yeah. A serial killer.
Yeah, exactly. You're just does this guy, what is this guy's deal? Is he going to kill me? I think that's always a question that
is he gonna take me to rush the Capitol with him?
Yeah, exactly,
what's he gonna do?
Exactly, yeah. But if a guy goes on a date with a girl and the girl doesn't have friends, I think it's also why don't you?
I think it's equally concerning both ways.
They're both concerning, but I think there's less of a physical threat,
right?
with a girl that has no friends.
I think that's how.
And how would the girl know though? Would the guy just be like, "Yeah, I have no friends, by the way"?
Not on the first day. I think you're just getting to know the person.
Yeah. Also, it's not your fault a lot of the time if you don't have no friends. It doesn't mean you're a serial killer, but.
Chances are
there's
you've thought about it.
People who are serial killers tend to be guys who don't have friends.
Who are friendless.
95%. Right.
True.
Yeah.
I see it the way you see it differently. I didn't think about it in that way as a physical threat. I thought about it as, I think it's for guys. I think there's not as much stress we put onto our relationships in general. I think girls put a lot of stress on their relationships because how emotional they are. And so they're constantly thinking what about this? I'm sure you've met girls and they're like, man, it's hard to have friends that are girls. Have you met girls like that?
Oh yeah.
And they're like, and some girls will even be like, yeah, that's why I like hanging around guys, because it's just so much more difficult to hang out with girls because they have this expectation, almost kind of like we said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was interesting, but yeah, maybe around the same, but.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Weird,
a guy going on a date with a girl who has no friends might not see that as weird because the guy is I don't have expectations on relationships in general. So however you do things is how you
surrendering
do
myself to you. Abuse me.
Yeah.
Exploit me. Take my credit cards.
Yeah. But yeah, if a girl does that with a guy, it's what's wrong with you?
Yeah, you don't have friends, bro.
Yeah.
You know what the funniest thing is? I just found out I was doing stand-up. And this gay comic was talking about how lesbian couples have the highest divorce rates.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Did you know this?
More than heterosexual.
Yeah, more.
Gay men
insane.
Have the highest success rate in marriages.
Yeah.
Oh, but lesbian couples are
the worst. Apparently. I didn't look it up. I took his word.
Yeah. I heard about this a couple years ago. There's stats that prove this.
Yeah.
What
Apparently.
the hell? What does that mean? What does it all mean?
Emotions, dog. Emotions.
Oh, so the gay
I
men are
think
not expressing emotions, so they're all good.
the women.
Or they?
I think they express their emotions too much.
Oh, the wait.
pushes them apart.
Are the lesbian couples like? I don't even know what are lesbian couples not expressing their emotions enough, or are they hyper expressing and then that causes a divorce? And are the gay men?
Yeah.
I think the lesson
that-
there is every woman needs a man. Good
That's a
luck
great
finding
takeaway.
finding your partner in a person who's exactly like you.
Oh,
yeah.
No, I honestly believe that.
Yeah.
No, seriously, like every woman needs a man.
It's a great like takeaway from this whole episode. Yeah.
And every man needs a woman. I'll say that too. You know, it's not just
Yeah.
I think it goes both ways.
And every man needs men
Yes,
Yeah.
to a certain degree.
to a certain degree.
Yes. All right, man. This was
Cool.
a very interesting conversation. Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Anything else you want to say before? Where can people find you?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn.
What do they type to look for you?
Karan Menon, my name. You can do the Karan Menon. That's a handle I use.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
coming
bro.
on, man.